Welcome everyone to our series Survive and Thrive Using Lean Tools in the Current Economic Downturn. So far in our series we've been talking about controlling costs, but in this short segment I wanted to shift our attention a little bit and talk about really the biggest opportunity of all, and that is to take our current value stream, our current processes, and really redesign them based on lean principles to end up with a whole new factory that moves products in a flow that actually achieves a minimum cycle time and all the benefits that we've heard and read about regarding lean manufacturing. I'm sure if you've read some lean books, you look at the potential benefits and they're really many times unbelievable. You look at these metrics, 90% reduction in customer response time and inventories cut by half or more and quality through the roof, etc. And when you read that, you may ask yourself, well, how do we actually achieve that? I can say that you're not going to achieve it through incremental improvements. What you need to do is start with a blank sheet of paper and really start over and redesign your processes, redesign the flow of your material and the flow of your work the way it should be, based on lean principles. So we call that line design. And conceptually, psychologically, we're prepared to start with a blank sheet of paper and start over. Now, the reason I'm somewhat cautious in recommending this for our current environment is this is normally a lot of work. But I'll share with you a case history at the end of this segment where we actually did this, went through all the steps, didn't cut corners, but actually got this done in a fairly short amount of time and actually achieved those benefits that we've read about. So what's involved? Normally what we would have to do is form some implementation teams. You'd have to have people available, resources available. That's an investment you would have to make. And normally we divide those teams into two groups. One group is focused on materials, material flow, supply chain issues. The other team is focused on what we call the process. The process means the work. So the process team is looking at what is the flow of work, value stream mapping, beyond value stream mapping, process flow diagramming, so we understand for every product what are the steps at the process level that this product needs to go through. We also have to define something called standard work, so people need to know what to do, what the work steps are, what the expected times are, and the quality aspects of the work at the same time. Make sure that as work flows through the various processes that we are at least catching errors, if not eliminating them completely, through process design. The material team, on the other side, is looking at bills of material, looking at the suppliers, looking at how material is going to be not only pulled from our outside suppliers, but also controlled within the four walls of our facility and delivered to the point where they are being consumed in the most efficient way possible. I always remind people material handling is all waste, or muda as we like to say. So whatever we can do to simplify the movement of materials, the better. So the material team is focused on that. The process team is focused on the flow of work. The process team also has to do something called line balancing, workstation definition, calculation of rhythm or beat of the line called tack time, calculate the right number of people, the right number of machines based on a certain target volume, etc. All of these steps are documented in the books that we've written, and it is very much a step-by-step process. At the end, what do we expect to achieve? Well, we will have a whole new facility, a whole new way of doing work, where the work, the product, and by the way, this can be information products or services as well as actual physical product, but the work is able to flow from step to step to step in a continuous, uninterrupted, and defect-free way from start to the finish. And if we can achieve that, or when we achieve that, then we're pretty much building our product or doing our work in a world-class kind of way. And these benefits that we've read about that almost seem too good to be true can then become ours. Now, here's the catch. Normally, this would take, depending on the size of our company, the number of people involved, to do it right. To do it in a comfortable way would take 6 months, a year. Of course, the lean journey is really never ending. But to get over this initial line design effort, probably at least 6 months, if not a little bit more, to achieve something for a typical value stream. Now, in today's times, we probably don't have 6 months to wait. We'd like to get this done sooner. So let me share with you a brief case history of what we actually did. And it wasn't easy, but it was possible, and we did accomplish this. We took a factory. This was in Boston, Massachusetts. I would say about 400 to 500 people, I recollect. So not a small area, not overly huge, but 400 to 500 people that we had to think about. And when we started, it was very much a functional factory. That means that products and work moved from department to department, typically in batches and typically slowly. So they had a lot of work in process inventory. Their responsiveness to their customers was not that good. And especially when they had changes, their ability to respond to changes in mix and volume was not terribly good. And so we knew this was something that we wanted to do, put the work into a flow. Now, the catch was that they didn't have time to wait, and so we really needed to put together a crash course for them. So here was the schedule. We spent 2 weeks on site gathering data, working with their teams, assessing the needs, and really coming up with a design. This was 2 weeks solid, back to back. We had a team of about 10 people working with us to achieve this. At the end of that time, there was work to be done in preparation for this transformation, so we gave them 3 weeks off. Not off, but 3 weeks to prepare, to purchase what needed to be purchased, to do some initial training of the workforce, to really define the roles and responsibilities when this event was going to take place. Then approximately 6 weeks after we started this project, we scheduled a full week to actually do the physical transformation. Now that was a tough week. We had nights where we came in very early and stayed very late. But at the end of 5 days, we had physically transformed that factory, 500 people, and we were actually building product in a new way, in a flow. Now that's not to say we were completely done. There was a lot of training that remained. There was a lot of getting used to this new environment. But certainly we were over the hump after that 1 week of implementation. So start to finish, about 6 weeks. So I'm suggesting to you, if you want to take the leap and really achieve these benefits in a major way and very quickly to enable you to really cut costs, really improve your response time in a big way, we know how to do it. You need to be able to sacrifice and make that commitment, but it can be done in a short period of time. Thank you. What we have coming up in our series is some more discussion on Survive and Thrive related to overhead costs and related to actually growing the company rather than simply talking about cost cutting. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.